fast. What this basically means, let's look at it like this. If you haven't looked around recently, you might have missed some fast, dramatic change because technology has reached several tipping points. We're living not through a state of linear progress, but we are living in a time where change happens at an exponential pace. We as a company at Reliv are providing tools for you, in many cases online tools, and sometimes we get pushback on that, but that is the future. Are you building your business for yesterday, or are you building your business for tomorrow? We're building the business for tomorrow. And I understand in some of our markets in Asia Pacific, particularly in the regional areas, the provinces, that, for instance, the internet access is not as great. But you know what? Everywhere I've been so far, when people go to a mall, there's Wi-Fi everywhere. South Asia is the fastest growing market in the world for smartphone sales because people may not be able to afford a computer, but I tell you what, they're fast picking up on purchasing a smartphone using Wi-Fi and getting connected. People are getting connected. The latest statistics on the penetration of internet access of smartphones and tablets and Facebook usage throughout Asia Pacific shows the growth is exponential. Futurist Ray Kurzweil describes the phenomenon of this exponential change in an essay that he has called The Law of Accelerating Returns. He says, we won't experience 100 years of progress in the 21st century. It would be more like 20,000 years of progress at today's rate. So you could look at it this way. We'll be developing the skill set to captain the Starship Enterprise rather than holding the reins on a horse and buggy. That's the comparison to look at. The old patriarchal top-down, do it because I said so, leadership style will not work in the 21st century. For the first time in human history, we will have 5 generations in the workforce at once. Far more women are working. Minorities will soon be the majority. The landscape was different for our parents and other authority figures from the 20th century. Leading based on what we saw, experienced, and learned in that era would be wrong. In the old days, economic competence was an entrepreneur's most important skill. Now, emotional intelligence has replaced it. And I'll repeat that. Emotional intelligence has replaced it. Human capital has replaced financial capital. Where once leaders set organizational controls, now they must foster collaboration. Once the goal of the leader was to develop followers. Now it should be to make leaders out of everyone. And isn't that so true in our business? The objective for you with every new person that comes into your business, that joins your organization, should be to make a leader out of them. And you need to become a leader to do that. Well, let's have a look at mistake number 6 for entrepreneurs, being amazing and trying to do it all. And this wraps in a little bit with what I said just before. You can't be doing everything. You need to use a system. You train people how to do something 3 or 4 times, and then it's up to them. If you keep doing it yourself, what you create is weakness. The funny thing is that our cultures, throughout Asia Pacific in many cases, we celebrate those who check off sprawling lists of tasks every day. We exclaim how busy and stressed and overwhelmed we are, as if it was some big badge of honor, but it's not. Because I tell you what, this approach will cost you everything, and I've seen it happen. Your personal life, your business, all of your dreams, your family life. Because in order to grow a really successful Reliv business, you have to allow it to grow beyond you. Balance in your life is so important, and this comes from good planning and time management and plugging in to the Reliv system and getting all of your people plugged in to the Reliv system. And let me tell you something, if the system's not available in your area, then make it available. You do it. You step up. You be the leader. Don't look for someone else to do it. If you keep looking for someone else to do it, you're never going to get anywhere. Think of yourself as the head coach. Now I'm going to use football as a example here. Your job is to draft the game plan, recruit the players, and get them trained and equipped to perform at their best. Then you watch from the sidelines. Because if you jump in and start throwing, catching, tackling, your business will never win the final. Imagine a coach running onto the field to catch the ball during a game. Well, that would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? Well, the same thing works for us in our business. As a leader, you train your people what to do, and then you watch them, and you guide them, and you give them direction. You do not do it for them. When you try to do it all, you bottleneck your business and you become the constraint to its growth. So if you're sitting there continually doing everything for everybody, you're the problem. You're the one that's stopping your business from growing. You've got to think of yourself as a great talent broker. You're being paid to bring the right people together and help them to do the work. And when you've set the stage for their success, just stay out of the way. And remember, plug your team into the Reliv success system. And again, if it's not available in your area, make it available yourself. You start it up. Use the online tools that are provided on our Reliv Asia Pacific training website and also and especially on the mobile app. Okay, let's consider mistake number 7. Being successful and avoiding belly flops. The entire universe is built on duality. Just as you cannot have day without night, up without down, or good without evil, you cannot have success without failure. It's just not possible. How do you learn? Because, the process of success in some ways can be described as a sequence of progressive failures. If you're succeeding only moderately, maybe it's because you are not doing enough to challenge your limits. There's a relevant story about a boy and his dad. The father taught the son on the ski slopes when he was 8 years old all about failure and success and the correlation. What happened was, at the end of the day, the 8-year-old boy ran up to his dad, excited to report, "Hey Dad, I skied by myself all day and didn't fall down once." Well, the dad looked at him flatly and said, "Well, then you didn't get any better." And then, sensing the boy's disappointment, he explained, "Look, if you're going to get better, you have to push yourself. If you push yourself, you're going to fall. If you're not falling, you're not pushing. Falling is part of getting better." And think about that with your business. And think about that when it's about sponsoring, when it's about going out there and prospecting. Are you pushing yourself each day? Because you should be. And then don't point the finger anywhere else. Remember, when you point at someone, one finger's pointing out, 3 fingers are pointing back, right at you. Remember, falling is part of getting better. The only way to accelerate your success is to speed up your failure. Pursue failure with passion and joy, and when you do fall, celebrate it. You've grown. You've learned something. Usually the only thing holding you back from realizing your potential and accomplishing any goal your mind can conceive is fear. If you can learn to turn fear into fun, which is something you pursue rather than avoid, the top to your potential will pop open and out will pour your greatness. Okay, let's have a look at number 8, the last one, and that is being smart and not seeking the help you need. Alrighty. So you might be good. You might consider that you're very good. But you know what? Michael Jordan didn't win a championship for his first 7 pro seasons. And then Phil Jackson became the Chicago Bulls head coach and the team's fortune soon changed. Kobe Bryant spent 4 years trying in vain to win a title. Then Jackson went to the Lakers and it all changed again. The difference in both instances wasn't the player, it was the coach. And you know what, as I said, you might already be good. But in order to become great, you need help, as every superstar does. Invest in your learning and growth. If there is one common trait among superachievers, it's that all are avid learners. They are constantly looking for the edge, seeking the insight that will allow them to improve and break through their current ceiling. Jim Rohn says, "You cannot achieve beyond your current level of personal development. You don't achieve goals, you grow into your goals." What you should do is seek the books, videos, audio programs and seminars that will help you grow beyond your current level of success. Or you might even say beyond your current level of incompetence. Depends on how you look at it, because we can become more competent in everything. Another thing to do, and I implore you to do this because I know not all of you are, is to watch and listen to the Reliv webinars. And if you're listening to this, hopefully you've been doing it all along. But if you are listening to this, find out who in your organization is not listening to this, who is not tuning into the webinars every week, and get them to do it. We have a library of over 50 webinars, all designed to help you, all designed to assist you and build your business. They're all there for you to access from the Reliv training website and the mobile app. And you know what? The value to you can be extreme, because something somewhere in one of these webinars is going to help you, is going to help the people in your organization. And your objective should be to come away from every single piece of information that you read, listen to, whatever, be it regardless of our webinars or whatever, come away with at least one thing that you can apply to your Reliv business and to your life to improve yourself as a person and improve your life. You should look to be inspired every day. Every day, look somewhere to be inspired. Because you know what? There are great ideas surrounding you every day. And you don't have to originate them. You just need to grab them and apply them to your situation. Steve Jobs, for instance, didn't invent the mouse, the graphical user interface, the MP3 player, or the smartphone, but he made them all better. For every problem you have, someone has dedicated his or her life, time, and passion to becoming an expert in that area. The longer you spend trying to dream up a new solution to your problem, the less time you have to solve others and grow your Reliv business. There's an old saying, you can never pay too much to rent someone's brain and gain their experience. Because while there are no shortcuts in life, they do exist for success in business and in your Reliv business. The shortcuts are charted by those who have already been where you are going and have returned to give you the map of the safest and most expeditious route. Think Reliv Success System. This guidance will save you time, energy, money, pain, and anguish. The ones who have gone before you can warn you where there's treacherous terrain and great dangers so you can avoid them entirely. So remember, plug into the Reliv Success System. Get your team plugged in. And as I said before, it's not operating near you, start it up. Utilize the online tools. You can do the system via online. Use your upline and other Reliv leaders, because I'll tell you something, their expert and experienced direction just might save the life of your Reliv business.